Hello. Ow, I hit my knee. Hi, everyone. I walked back in here and I was like, oh shoot. Time is up. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. I also hear a noise. What is this? Oh, it is the iPad. Weird. That's an iPad. Did Steven change the air filter yet? No. Okay, if he does wake up between now and the end of stream, I want him to get me the coffee out of the fridge. There's a can of Boss coffee and the air filters. So it's 2 things whenever he wakes up. Oh, he's asleep. Yeah. Am I too close to the camera? That's what it is. We're working on the spiderweb piece today. And I know I sprayed the stuff on the back of it last time and that helped. It's definitely tighter, but it's not perfect yet. So we're gonna do a little bit more with the bokeh lights here. Just a little bit. And I think I'm just gonna do a transparent version of the light color and do some slightly bigger circles just to kind of, they don't feel like they fit yet. And then I'm going to draw in the fence post bars, the balustrade, and is that the word I want? I think so. And then we can do the spider web. And my plan for the spider web is to do it in a transparent gray, kind of like some of this in here, because it's blurry over here. Oh, I have the hiccups too. And then build towards bright, bright titanium white to do some of like the sparkles that sit over here on the side. That's my plan. So we will get there eventually. I'd love to get to the spiderweb today. That would be like progress. Is Kepi also sleeping? Yes. Because I was just in there to run a brush through my hair and like make sure I was set for stream. And Kepler is just like on his knee with his head. It was very cute. I have so many paintbrushes out too. Like I cleaned up since the last painting because I don't have any other tubes out except Mars Black and Titanium White. So it's just like a pile of paintbrushes. And then these things, which I sometimes put liquid paint in, they've dried out since the firework painting, which means that I need to peel the paint out of them. But I'm struggling because I don't want to break a nail. But once I get it started, then I can easily get it out. I hope I have time to do my nails today. I need to go pick up a pair of shoes, or at least try them on, if they don't have the kind I want. Ah, there we go. So most of that got peeled up. The center part doesn't, I've noticed on these ceramic things. Oh, so we have a handful of alerts to read. I'm thinking that I should start by doing the bokeh fixing this first, and then reading alerts, so that this can dry. And then I can draw in the fence posts. Seeing you handle a razor blade with bare hands is still as nerve-wracking as ever. I wasn't using the sharp part, I was using... Here, let's bring this back a little bit. I was using the dull part, so I didn't scratch the ceramic too. So I'm holding it with the sharp part pointing up towards my knuckles, and I was using the rolled metal on the ceramic. Don't try this at home, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. How was my date yesterday? It was good. We went out somewhere new. We both weren't sure what to think about it before we went, and then we went and we were both like, huh, this was fine. And it's not, you know, anyone's fault. It was just like, we probably won't come back here. But now we know. But it was a good time. Like, talked about bike stuff. All right, these paints have dried out a little bit. I did cover them because they're acrylic and you need to do that. Was it Golden Corral? No, it was not Golden Corral. I don't know. We both thought it was expensive for what it was. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It was just mid. Okay, how opaque is this? Oh, this is about what I want. I do want it a little bit lighter though. You can say you went there and never go there again. Exactly. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It was just... probably won't go here. We won't take anyone here. If we go out, we will not recommend it. Yeah, I think this is what I wanted to have happen with this color here. So I'm using the lightest gray color on my sky, or some of these lighter bokeh, and I'm just basically doing some bigger spots. Because I feel like it needed to blend more. And it's helping. And then once I do a few of these, we're going to read alerts. And the reason I'm doing this so transparent is because when it overlaps with the stuff I've already done, it makes that even lighter. So it's keeping them separate. And it builds up the layers of the other color, so it will lighten them up, and you can still see the other ones. How come Jasmine painting works so good? I was just talking to someone who lives in the area, and they were giving me some recommendations of places, and they were like, do you like jazz? And I was like, I love jazz. And they were like, you need to go to this place. So I saved it on my maps. Lo-fi painting? I do love lo-fi too. I just do not have as much of it on this playlist. I started singing as soon as I saw the stream title. I was trying to think of a stream title, or the description, or whatever it's called. I do need to build up a little bit more layers, I think. Because I'm doing some of these and I'm like, I wish this were just a smidge lighter, so I need to do a few more layers. That's easy enough to do though. I just take some of the lighter color, make it a little bit more opaque, and then we just go back in on top. Yeah, that's looking better. This is what I wanted to have happen. I think that feels better. Okay, I like that. Okay, we'll let that dry. We'll read some alerts, and then we can go back into chalk to draw in the rest of this. We have a 22-month resub from Kaylin Lux. Was that? Stephen didn't give me an undo button. We also have a 23-month resub from Ryan B. Anise gifted a sub to Trainswreck. 23 months from Rin the Halfling. 22 from Jet Prower, 23 from Aldo, 22 from Furious Kitty. It went back and forth. And that's why I got confused when I started reading alerts. Because it keeps going. Oh, it continues. We have 22 from Devoid Art, 23 from Slick Duke, and 22 from Lunar Pearl. You guys have too close of numbers. It's throwing me off today. And we also have 15 months from Circle Now Squared. And Cheesehammer gifted a sub to Gwen Stefani. Thank you all for the resubs this morning. I appreciate that. So we're working on spiderweb painting. We'll try to space it out next time. Okay. I am drinking a comically large bottle of water. Mostly because it doesn't fit in the fridge right side up. Kind of just want to get rid of the bottle. Anise says, I wasn't around for the initial part. What are we painting? A spiderweb. It looks like this. The blue lines are just my grid lines, just to divide it up. So I'm going to be working on the bars of this fence post. There's a vertical, and then there's a horizontal down here. And then we're going to do the actual spider web. Let's show it without the bars. Okay, here it is without my grid lines. So that's what we're doing today. We have a 23-month resub from Aiden C. Good morning. It's been a hot minute since I was here last. That's fine. Radio Dread says, are you going to paint a spider even though there isn't one in the picture? I might hide one. I don't know. When I was little, my dad told me there was a spider hidden in a $1 bill. And I think it's the old version, because I think they've changed since then. And I don't think I have any in my wallet, because I really don't carry cash. Oh, that reminds me. There it is. Yeah. That's what I need to remember. Where's the dollar bill thing? It was in the top right corner of the old dollar bill. It's like the 1 is up there, and like the way it comes together, there's like kind of the spider webby stuff in the background. Like there's a spot where there's like those webs converge and it kind of looks like a little spider. And as a child, my dad pointed that out to me. And I was like, oh, and I thought it was the coolest thing, even though it's probably just unintentional with the way the lines come together. So I thought about that with this piece. Like, I could kind of have the webs come together in a way that looks a little bit like a spider. $300 bits from Furious Kitty, who says, not enough twos. Welcome to flight 2222 to Toulouse. I need to make a tutu. Do I have it? No, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it anymore. I used to have some of my tutu dance costumes from when I did ballet. I had one of them, and I don't know if I still do. I want to say I don't, which is sad. I wonder where I left it. Because I feel like my dad had it with my stuff, and then he's moved multiple places since then, so I don't know where it's gone. Maybe it's just gone. All right. This is dry-ish. Kita says, I think most of my dance costumes have been donated. I think my mom has some of mine and she just wears them for Halloween, which is fine. But I think that's where most of mine are. I need a lighter chalk pastel. So I'm just going to split this into quadrants, just so I have a little bit of reference for the photo. Okay, this is canvas center. I have a 23-month resub from Harumi Kindle and 23 months from Jamie. Thank you both. Good morning. Cheese Hammer, I want a tutu. I could be a great ballerina. I was in Philadelphia in October and I had on a dress that had a boned bodice and the skirt was real big, but it wasn't like full tutu, but it was a pretty big skirt. And I had put my hair up in a bun and I had on ballet flats and I was walking around and some girl came up and touched me. She was like touching my arm and she's like, you're giving ballerina. It's real pretty. I was like, thank you. she was very drunk. Double whammy, resubs. It was very sweet of her. I was not bothered in the slightest. I was just like, thank you, appreciate it. Okay. Now, the bars for this, on this side, the top of it is about here. Half. And then that part is about there. And then we end right about here. And then we end right about here. Okay. One. It's hard to balance this. Nope, you moved. You're not supposed to move, ruler. Okay, so there's the bottom part of the fence. I'm not surprised by a drunk person living in Philly walking up to you saying random stuff. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Now this part of the fence post starts here. And let's see. Ends about here. So we get like that is the vertical part. We have a 23-month resub. 23-month resub from Dishnet34. Good morning, Dishnet. And it's all your fault. I screen my phone calls, no matter who calls. Now, here's the thing with this. This bar is tilted, right? Because it starts up higher and ends lower. The vertical part in the photograph does lean a little bit. Not this extreme, but it leans a little bit. Now, in art, when you're doing photography or painting or anything, if you're going to make something lean, it needs to be intentionally there. You can't have it just be a little bit, because then people wonder if it's supposed to be that way or not. So you have to either force it one direction or the other. It either needs to be like, oh yes, obviously they meant it to lean because it's that far leaned, or no, it needs to be perfectly straight up and down. So I'm just going to make this go straight up and down. So I need to do that visually, not measuring, because sometimes canvases are a little off. And I drew a parallelogram on the top bar of the bottom bar of this, because it is going to be a square in space. It's not just a bar. And there is a little bit of a reflection of this, so I do need to draw that as well. Okay, there is that. Looks pretty good. And then we get a shadow because the light is right behind, the sun is sitting right behind this. So we do get a little bit of a shadow here. The other thing that's happening is this line is going to be very sharp, and this line is supposed to get blurry, so I need to account for that. Where does the straight edge of this go? Oh, I love when the Searle song comes up. So it gets fuzzy somewhere like in here. Kind of like here actually. So from this left, everything's going to be fuzzy. You have the power to skip it, I sure do. Big water. Big water, because it does not fit in fridge. I need to use it up. I'm trying to think of how exactly I want to do this. What part do I want to paint first? Because these bars are black. This part is probably going to be the darkest. The top of it over here is lightest. So I think I'm going to paint the bottom part first. Here. And then work my way up that way. That should be how I do it. I need more Mars though. Vagabond, sorry. It's hilariously big. I was just like, this can't be in the fridge anymore. We have 300 bits from Will Peters, so Steven and the air thing. He's asleep right now. When he wakes up, though, I assume he will wake up because Kepler has not been pilled and fed for the morning. So he will be getting up at some point. I don't have my sketchbook this morning. That's what I'm missing, because I was swatching all of these grays. That's okay. So I'm not painting this solid black like I've been saying, because I don't know where that's going to be in the painting yet. The darkest part of the painting is right here, is this vertical. And I'm also realizing I didn't quite draw this as square as I wanted it to be. That's fine. It's more rectangular in my drawing than it is in the photo. But that's fine. But you'll see this start to come together, like already this is standing out. I think this chair is squeakier than it's been. That's really annoying. My favorite office chair that I've ever had was when I was teaching. I found an ancient steel case chair from like the 70s hidden in a closet. And because I didn't have a desk chair for my classroom, I took it out of the supply closet and it was mine. And when I left teaching, I should have been like, can I donate like $50 to the art department and take this chair with me when I go? but I didn't. I loved that chair. I found this. It belongs to me now. I should do the bottom of the canvas also. Some say the chair is still there to this day because the school can't afford to replace it. More likely than you think. The chair is probably as old as the school. One of the years I was teaching there, the principal decided that we would go through all of the storage closets, whichever ones were like yours or the department's. The department would go through it, and like they wanted us to clear everything out. And in one of the storage closets in the foreign language wing, like where the Spanish classes were, because we only had Spanish, I think, they found French textbooks, and there hadn't been French at the school since the 70s. That was fun. I found chemicals in the dark room that were older than me. Old chemicals. I don't remember what they were. I don't think they were anything ridiculously toxic. Things that aren't used nowadays, sure, and probably shouldn't be in the hands of high schoolers, but like, it wasn't anything wild. Ooh, I mixed up this a little bit darker than I had it, but that's okay because a little bit of variation here is good. Okay, now I would set this on its end, but I can't. So we're gonna set it there. Okay, happy with that. We have a 22-month resub from JF Samela and from Spindrap. Good morning to you both. So my plan is to paint this. I drew this line in here, like I said, because it gets a little blurry this way as it's going back in space. And it's sharp from this line down. So my plan is to paint it super sharp all the way, and then take the color and kind of do like a blend back here so it gets blurry. But I'm going to paint it sharp first, and then we will soften it. So next I need my light gray color. This is lighter than it needs to be, I think, but not by much. Yeah, that was too light. We'll fix that.
Okay, once again, Brian Shu, Lionel Briones, Luke Borello on bass, Chris.
I do like when I play Super Soul Bros and then they talk.
Alfredo Vega. We are the Super Soul Bros. You can just go to Super Soul Bros.
Should have used a smaller brush.
SuperSoulBros.com. You'll see everything. You'll see when we're playing next. You can see videos. You'll probably see videos of this particular show in a couple of weeks.
I should switch to a smaller brush. This is ridiculous. It made sense for the bottom of the canvas, but not this part. Rock on dead spiders. Oh, there's a coffee shop in Raleigh I just learned about that I want to go to. And it's like a metal coffee shop, and on the nights and weekends they do like rock shows, but during the day they have coffee. And I want to go to it. I think I'm going to lighten this up on this side just a touch. I'm trying to make this line ultra sharp. And not wavy like I just made it. It's like calypso, steel drums. Are we dry enough to, not quite. I wanted to set this on its underside so I could paint it right side up. Oh yeah, I did paint that wavy. Yeah, okay. Fix that. Like, it kind of bumps right here and then goes down over here, so I need to make it straighter on the line. And truth is, this won't matter as much once I do the spiderweb part, because that's going to be where all the attention is. But I still want it to look good. There's a bump in the canvas right here, and it's making this line impossible, where it gets folded on the corner. Okay. Now we get to do the vertical bar. All right, this tiny part is the darkest part of the painting, so I'm going to paint that black. This is why I have not used solid Mars Black until now, because I wanted to save it for this part. And if I really need something darker, I can just pull up some carbon black. But but I don't think I will. I think this will be just enough. Should have pulled my hair back today, probably. Because I'm trying to grab it so I don't accidentally swing it into the paint. Almost done with these bars. It's looking good though. Okay, so that part is done. And I do think I leaned it back a little bit, but I think that's fine. It's gonna have to be fine. I could fix it, but I really do think it's fine. We do have to do making it soft. It's way too harsh right now. Next one. We're gonna use the same gray from down here and fill this in. I'm gonna switch to the bigger brush though. I want it to be different enough from the Mars Black, but also different enough from this background color that we can see it. Because I want it to be different with the contrast between the two. Otherwise, it just looks like one bar and it's not 3D. Oh, there's a little bit too much black on the brush down here. Oops. I'll just blend that in. You won't even know. Okay, once I finish the top part here and then doing the shadow right here, that's the base layer of this. We just need to add some value to it. And blur it in some of the spots. I keep putting my hand on stuff like this, and because of the glazing liquid I did earlier today, it's a little tacky, and I keep thinking there's wet paint on my hand. Perfect. Okay, there's our bar. That looks pretty nice. Now we just need to soften everything. Cool. Colors are good. Rather the values, because it's black and white. Now, my line that I drew is about here. So this is where it needs to stay sharp. All the way to the edge over here. And there is a little bit of highlights that are going on because like the edge of the bars are catching the light. So like there needs to be a bright light catching the edge of this bar. And there's kind of one that hits this line here, the back one, where it wraps around the back. So there's little things like that with the value that are going to really make this part pop. So we're gonna slowly build all of that in and blur it at the same time. I think this brush is too big. I want a small flat. Ooh, I have a good one. This one's going to be good for doing this line when it's sharp but not blurring. I don't remember this song at all. There's also a little bit of like texture going on in here. Okay, that looks good. Now I want to give this some variation. Also to get rid of this chalk line, which would help a lot. Ooh. Flung a brush off the side of the table. Okay, all of the bars are done. I just need to blend them out and make them blurry. And that should be, hopefully, the easiest part of this, where I just take glazing liquid and mix up the same color and then just soften everything. So I'm going to start with the darkest color and work my way to lighter colors, which is probably not the right way because you should always start with your lightest color, but I'm not. So I'm going to start down here and paint a little bit up into this. I'm starting with the darkest color because it's the color that's not dried out as much as everything else. I also needed to erase that chalk because it's going to tint my paint color just a little bit. I'm going to work a little bit lighter. Okay, I've softened it down here. I need to soften it just a little here. Because it's a gradient of sharpness. That works out pretty good. There is, like I said, a little bit of light that catches the edge of this. So I want to do that, but it needs to continue to be blurry. Right along the back of this, it's subtle. And even though I said it's subtle, I did push it a little too far. So we'll just redarken up a little bit of that. Okay, I think the bars are almost done. There's a little bit with the shadow of the vertical on the horizontal. Just a little bit. Okay, I think that's perfect. Let's flip it vertical and see how I feel about it. Actually, I take that back. I need to do a smidge more. I see a spot where I did not blur it. Right here. Okay, that's all I needed to do. Okay, very happy with that. It looks good. I don't know why I just erased these. I'm gonna have to redraw them. I do see a spot that got a little messed up in here. It's too dark. Just lighten it up a little. And the spider web will cover a lot of that part there, so it's okay. And it feels like it kind of goes up to a point at the end where it wraps around the canvas, but I think that's just a trick of how things are looking. Right here. Just knock it back a little bit. Now it's spiderweb time. Where are we at? 90 minutes? I'm trying to decide how much of this I feel like I can accomplish. And I think drawing is the best spot, but I don't think I'm going to get any paint on it yet. So we're going to redraw in all of my chalk marks, even though I just erased half of them. Five, 2.5, 7.5. 2, 6, and 4, 2, 6. The hard thing is up here, all of my lines aren't really visible because like this one sits right here. That one is basically invisible. I can kind of see that one. So the ones up top are impossible. That's okay. Enough of it will help. Unfortunately, the part I want to start is up here where I can't see any of my lines. But what I can do is I can mark, like I want one of them to go here. And they're not super, like perfectly straight, like this one is. But this next one down, does kind of like and then cuts downwards. So it's not a perfect science of how this is going to go. But something hits here in the center almost, and kind of does this like graceful turn, and then hits like right here. And then another is kind of straight. I'm trying to do the majority of these, and then everything in between will be easier to fill in. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven visible ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one that's difficult to see in chalk. I may just have to freehand this without chalk. I mean, I'm starting it with chalk, but I may have to just do it in paint. And everything, I want to do it like super like ghosted, so it's barely there, and then just build up some of these brighter spots on the spider web where it's really catching the light. And then on this side, it's so blurred out that you can't really tell. Like, we have a line that goes here. So I think I'm going to take the sky color and start on this side and put those lines in. And if I look closely at the photograph, like closely, it's just a bunch of like bokeh lines, like dots, that fill up the entire length of all of that spider web over here. And then here, it's super sharp. Just trying to think of the best like method of how to do this. Summer Norris says spiderwebs don't have to be perfect, that's what makes them beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to keep in mind. That as long as I'm kind of following the base guidelines for the shapes, it will be fine. Just got a ton of paint on my finger. Under my nail. Cool. Let's get that out. Shapes. Man, I really got a ton of paint under that. That's better. Okay. what I think I should do is all of my colors are pretty dried out. Is I should take the sky color that I have and mix it separately with some glazing liquid. But I need to make a little bit of space on this palette first. And probably clean my hand so I don't accidentally get paint on anything. I think I hear the sounds of someone waking up in the other room. Like the sink turned on. The sound of air filters needs changed. It's beautiful. I do wish I had my sketchbook, but I had taken it with me somewhere, and so it's sitting in my backpack. What brush do I want for this? I was using this guy, and it's kind of not what I need. I think I need something sharper. Maybe this? Sketchbook. We'll use palette. Come here. That's not terrible. Hi, you.
Hi. The giant awakes.
To clean the air filters?
I do need to do the air filters, yes.
Could you get me something?
The very first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to give the boy his food and bills.
Okay, well, on your way back upstairs,
Yes.
could you bring me the can of Boss coffee in the door of the fridge?
Yeah, is it the Rainbow Boss?
I don't know what it is. There's only one.
Okay. Alright. I slept 11 hours,
Good.
but the night before I slept 5. So
Not good.
5 and 11 is 16, so that comes out to 8 hours a night, so maybe that's why I slept 11 hours. The real confusion is how Kepler stayed cuddled up to me and did not wake me up for food. I woke him up and was like, "Hey buddy, we should get up." And he's like, "What? Yeah. Oh wait, now I'm starving." And then started to bite my clothes. Aww. Yeah, we.
That was when I got ready at 11.
Yeah. Well, he made it to noon. You ready to eat? You hungry? Let's go.
We have a 23-month resub from Wonder J. Good morning. Okay, I switched to this brush, which gives me a better line. And like, I want this to be fuzzy, but not messy fuzzy yet. I want to block in the lines I've done in chalk and then move on from there. No sleepy music. And in the photo, you cannot see the spider web on top of this part. So we'll see exactly how I feel about that when I get to it. Do I want it to exist or no? Okay, those are the lines blocked in. The ones I drew at least. So we're gonna do the ones here on the side. I think that's a good base to start with and start building everything. Now that I have that, I think I need some titanium white on my palette. Preferably liquid, I think, because then I can make it slightly sharper. So let's find where I have that. So it's going to be sharp like these lines. And this will let me control it just a little bit with the gray I have and make it slightly thinner, or lighter rather. So I have lines like this and I can just kind of go over some of them to brighten them up. And I can start to bring in other pieces like this. And start to build these spider webs in here. And I think I'm going to start on the right side because it's sharp and I can be really precise with it instead of trying to start with it being blurry. And I can start with like the center of the spider web, which sits up here. I should probably take a photo of this so it can be shown on this at some point before I'm done. It's not really visible, I feel like, on camera with what I'm doing right here. I'm trying to build the center out, and it's tiny. Very tiny. Coffee's arrived. Thank you. You see him building the spider web up?
Yeah. The boy has been filled and fed. Are you reading?
It's directions on how to open a pop can. And now for the air filters, chat says.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that bitter? There is no sugar in that.
You did buy black espresso.
Water, coffee, no sugar.
Like the front of it says.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know. That's fine. It's not rainbow.
Yeah. When I pulled it up, I was like, "Sir, is this what Mal meant?"
Yeah, that is what I meant.
Because like you would never.
No, I sometimes get things like cortados.
You drink black sometimes.
Sometimes if it's espresso.
I hope you enjoy it.
I'm trying.
I am going to go get the air filters
Okay.
out of the pantry
Okay.
and put them on the staircase.
Okay.
So they are in my way.
Okay.
And then I'm going to eat breakfast because
Okay.
I'm very hungry.
Okay.
But I'm going to move the air filters there first because things on the stairway do not remain on the stairway. Things happen to them. Things on the stairway move in under 24 hours. So we're getting there. We're closer than we've ever been, and now we're even closer. And we love that. Did you tell everyone we're playing Sonic and Knuckles?
I haven't mentioned that yet, no.
we are. Bye.
Bye. Cheesehammer gifted a sub to Air Filter, and Dishnet gifted a sub to Espresso. At some point, I do have to work on the part here where you can't see it super well, and that's today. Once I get to this part, though, you'll really see what I'm working on. But it looks really good. Right here. And I'm just going to work my way around this. Which one is this? I just think direct from Domingo. This one, this one. So like there's a big vertical piece here, and then once it gets here, it kind of splits. I think it's hard to see with the dots unless I'm super close to it. Like, it's hard to visualize this, I think. I'm gonna do a few more of these. Oh, it's Kiki! Buddy, what we doing? Did we get to eat and have pills? We must have, because the coffee was supposed to be after that. Hey, sir. Shake this at you. Where'd you go? Are you causing trouble? What are we doing now? Through paintbrush. Right into paint. Is the spray bottle new clicker? The spray bottle is just something that makes noise that he is like, wait. Oh, he is definitely just looking for something to cause problems. We are in a mood this morning. Kepler. Kepler's like, it's been 2 hours. It's time to wrap up. But I am at a good stopping point. Because I need things to dry so I can erase all the chalk so it's not throwing me off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo for ArtQ so you guys can see it slightly better of where I was doing spider webs. Ooh, that is a glare. Let's do this way. That's better. Okay. Nope. Mod. Okay. Then we can show that slightly more in focus. Where is my mouse? There is my mouse. So that's what it looks like close up. So you can see the center there, and then I'm working kind of from 12 o'clock to like 3 o'clock right now around that centerpiece of the spider web. So I'm like up here and I'm working this way. So if this is 3 o'clock, that's about where I'm at. So I'm kind of just filling this in, and then we'll work our way down to 6 o'clock, and then we'll do all the blurry stuff on the back half of the clock. So we're getting there. It's good progress. Kepo taps the sign on Malstream. He sure is. He's definitely tapping the sign. All right. Do I have enough cleaned up? I think so. This should not stay here because it is glass and it will fall. Like if the garage door opens suddenly, that might not be good. All right, things you guys need to know about. Tonight we are playing Sonic and Knuckles, the second half, which is the Knuckles part. I'm excited to see it. I enjoyed 3 for Sonic 3. And then we will have finished up the old stuff and we will move into Mania? I think. I can't remember. But that's stuff that's coming up. Monday we are going to finish Okage. We are going to beat Okage. If you're interested in the Aurora painting, that ends in 3 minutes apparently. I have it on the wall. We should run Patreon ticker. Let me grab that. This painting, this ends in 3 minutes. So if you're interested in the actual canvas, that will be being sold shortly. Just set it down, I don't want it to fall. Yeah, Monday will be Okage, and then next week, Tuesday will be breakfast stream and so on and so forth. All of that should be normal, and we will continue spiderweb painting a week from now on Friday. Friday morning. Yeah. And I think that's all the things I have to let you know about. I hope you all have a good Friday, and I hope you tune in tonight for Sonic and Knuckles 3. Apparently I did need this second coffee this morning, so we're going to drink this very bitter boss coffee that is espresso. Oh no, it's contagious. I hope you all have a good Valentine's Day, and if it's Single Awareness Day for you, I hope that you do something for you. It should just be chocolate day, that's what it really should be. So I have some chocolate covered raspberries I get to have today. They were quite good. Alright, see you all tonight on Steven's stream for Sonic and Knuckles, and have a good Friday.